Hello student, we are going to study chapter 12, reproduction in plants. Reproduction, it is the production of new individuals from their parents. The vegetative parts of the plants are the root, stem and leaves. The reproductive parts of the plant are the flowers. In plants there are two main types of reproduction. They are sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. As the chapter, the name is reproduction in plants. So we are going to study about the reproduction in plants in detail. So firstly, we should know what is reproduction. Reproduction, it is the method in which new individuals are produced from their parents. The vegetative parts of the plants are root, stem and leaf. The reproductive parts are the flowers. In plant, basically there are two types of reproduction. Number one is asexual reproduction, second is sexual reproduction. The basic difference is that in asexual reproduction, new plants are evolved without the seeds, and in sexual reproduction, the new plants are evolved with the help of seeds. Now we are going to study in detail the both kind of reproduction. Number one is your asexual reproduction. In plants, there are different types of asexual reproduction. They are vegetative propagation, budding, fragmentation, spore formation, etc. So asexual reproduction is also divided into many types. So number one is your vegetative propagation. In this method, new plants are produced from the vegetative parts like the root, stem or leaves. In this kind of reproduction, the new plants are evolved through the vegetative parts of the plant, and these vegetative parts are root, stem, leaves and buds. Here are some of the examples, like if the stem cutting of a rose plant or money plant is planted in the soil, we can get a new plant. If we cut the stem of rose plant and we bury it in the soil and providing it all the favorable condition, then what will happen after a few days, that cutted stem will grow into a new plant. Potato has a small buds called eyes. If part of the potato with an eye is cut and planted into the soil, we can get a new plant. If a part of ginger is planted in the soil, we can get a new plant. Bryophyllum has buds in the leaf. If a part of the leaf with bud is planted in the soil, we can get a new plant. If a part of a cactus plant is planted in the soil, we can get a new plant. So here are the various examples which are telling that vegetative propagation can be done with the help of vegetative parts of the plant, or we can say it is a kind of asexual reproduction in which new plants are produced with the help of vegetative parts of plant like stem, root, leaf and buds. This is the picture of different types of examples showing you the vegetative propagation. Stem cutting of rose, money plants, potato plants sprouting from eyes, ginger with new plants, bryophyllum leaf with new plants and cactus. Second method of asexual reproduction is budding. In this method, a small projection called bud is formed on the yeast cell. The bud grows and becomes a new yeast cell. The new yeast cell also grows and produces more yeast cells. So here is the another process, that is budding. For example, it takes place in yeast. Yeast is a kind of fungus. So what happens in yeast? A small bud arises from the parent body. And this bud grows into a individual in a new plant when it gets detaches it from the parent. Or we can say here the new plants are being produced with the help of the bud, as you can see in the diagram. Third process of asexual reproduction is fragmentation. Here example is Spirogyra. It is a kind of algae. So in this method, the plant breaks up into two or more fragments and each fragment grow into new plant. So in this method, what the plant do, it breaks its body into different parts of pieces or fragments, and each piece grow into a new plant. You can see the diagram. Here they are showing you the fragmentation in Spirogyra. It is a kind of algae. Spore formation. It takes place in fungus and fern. In this method, the fungus produces spores. The spores germinate and produce new plants. Here, the new plant is being produced from the spores. The fungus produces some kinds of spores. They are very lighted, they are very light-weighted. So, each spore produced or develop into a new plant. You can see the diagram. Spore formation is fungus. This is the diagram of bread mold rhizopus fungus. In this, what happened? The sporangium kind of structure, you can see it is stored spores. So when it gets mature, it bursts and spores fly with the help of air to the other parts and when it gets the favorable condition and a proper substratum, it develops into a new rhizopus. Now we are going to study sexual reproduction in detail. Flowers are the reproductive part of plants, stamen is the male reproductive part and pistil is the female reproductive part. As we have discussed earlier, the flowers are the reproductive part of the plant. It consists of both female and male reproductive part. The male reproductive part is known as the stamen and female reproductive part is pistil. Flowers which have only the stamen or only the pistil are called unisexual flowers. For example, maize, papaya, cucumber, etc. So, on the basis of reproductive parts, flowers are of two types, unisexual flowers and bisexual flowers. So, flowers which have only the stamen or only the pistil are called unisexual flowers. For example, maize, papaya and cucumber. And the flowers which have both the reproductive parts in it, that is the female reproductive part and the male reproductive part, that are known as the bisexual flowers. For example, rose, mustard, petunia, etc. The stamen has a filament and anther. The anther contains pollen grains which contain the male gametes. Now they are telling you the structure of stamen. It consists of filament and anther. The anther, it encloses the pollen grains. Pollen grains are present inside the anthers and each pollen grain consists the male gametes. The pistil has stigma, style and ovary. The ovary contains ovules which contains the female gamete or egg. And pistil, it consists of three parts, style, stigma and ovary. That ovary consists of ovule and that ovule consists the female gamete or the egg. In sexual reproduction, the male and female gamete fuse together to form a zygote. And when the fertilization takes place, fertilization means when the fusion of male gamete and female gamete takes place, they form the zygote. You can see the diagram is the structure of flower. Different parts of flowers are there. They are also showing the male reproductive part and female reproductive part. The next picture is showing the structure of stamen. The upper portion is known as anther which contains pollen grains and the downward tube-like structure is known as the filament. Then the next picture is showing the diagram of pistil. The first uppermost sticky part is known as the stigma, then style and then ovary. Then ovary consists of ovule. Pistil is also called as carpel. Reproductive parts of a flower. Reproductive organs in flowering plants. This is the picture which is showing the reproductive parts and organs in flower. Pollination. The transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a flower is called pollination. Here is a term, pollination, which is responsible for sexual reproduction. The transfer of pollen grain from the anther to stigma of a flower is called pollination. Pollen grains are transferred by wind, water or insects. So pollination is a process in which pollen grains are being transferred from anther to stigma. And this transfer of pollen grains is being helped by agents like wind, water or insects. If pollen grains lands on the stigma of the same flower, it is called the self-pollination. If the pollen grains from anther are being transferred to the stigma of the same flower, then it is said it is the self-pollination. If the pollen grains of one flower lands on the stigma of another flower, then it is known as the cross-pollination. Second term is fertilization. The process of fusion of the male and female gamete to form a zygote is called fertilization. So what is the fertilization? When male and female gamete fuse together to form zygote, then this process is known as fertilization. After fertilization, the zygote develops into an embryo. The ovule then develops into seed and the ovary develops into the fruit. And when the fertilization takes place, then after that what happens? The zygote develops into an embryo, the ovules turns into seed and the ovary develops into fruit. Here is a picture which is showing fertilization in a flowering plants. What happens when pollen grains transfer to the stigma of the flower, then it create a pollen tube which get elongated and reach to the ovary. There it fuses with the female gamete or egg, then it forms the zygote. Seed dispersal. The carrying away of seeds from one place to another is called dispersal of seeds. As it is very important process, seed dispersal, it is a process in which the seeds are being carried or moved from one place to another with the help of some agents like wind, water, animals, insects is known as seed dispersal. Seed dispersed by wind are light, have wing or hair so that they are easily blown away by wind. The seeds which can be blown by air, they are very light weighted, they consist of hairs, they have wings. For example, drumstick, maple, sunflower, ack, etc. Seed dispersed by water have spongy or fibrous outer cover so that they can float on water. Example, coconut. As we have read, there are different agents which are helpful in seed dispersal. So, the type of seed which can be transferred or dispersed by water are spongy or fibrous, and their outer cover is very light, so that, or we can say it's very fibrous and spongy so that they can easily float on water. For example, coconut. Seed dispersed by animals have spines with hooks so that they can attach the body of animal. Example, xanthium. And the seeds which are being dispersed with the help of animals, they are having hooks, they are having hair-like structure so that they can easily attach to the body of the animals and they can be dispersed from one place to another. For example, xanthium.